Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you. We're live, but not direct here today, man. This show is being taped here momentarily, man. We're going to talk about the WNBA tonight, the weekend review, as we go further into the season. Well, the season actually ends this coming Thursday. Hey, it's been a very, very exciting season. I'm glad that I've joined the board and got on the train, so to speak, and I've been enjoying some really good basketball. And what I really enjoy about it, the ladies compete night in and night out, man. But with that said, let's meet the crew. We got D-Dubs. What's up, brother? How are you tonight?
WNBA, yo. It's good year, man. 7 teams in, one to go. Hey, we here for it.
Yeah, we are definitely here for it. The toxic one. What's up, Dan? How are you tonight, sir?
Yo, what's up, brothers? Yeah, we're back for another
brother?
session of the WNBA.
Yeah.
Lots of good things to talk about.
Absolutely.
So let's get at it.
Let's get at it, man. And last but not least, our WNBA. He's our guy when it comes to the WNBA and the NBA. We got my main man, Ryan D'Souza. What's up, Ryan? What's going on, bro? How are you tonight, sir?
What's up, fellas? Man? I'm here on location, so I can't put the camera on. I'm on location, but I gotta chime in. You know what I'm saying? When my girls need me, man. My girls need me now. You know, so I'm here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Just for clarity here in the standings, the Liberty are 31-7, the Sun are 27-11, the Fever 20-19, the Mystics 13-25, Sky 13-25, Dream 13-25. In the Western Conference, the Lynx are 29-9. The Lynx are freaking good, man. The two-time world champion, 25-13. The Seattle Storm are 24-14. The Phoenix Mercury, they're 18-20. Dallas Wings 9-30, and the woeful LA Sparks, they are 7-31.
Lots of injuries, though, bro.
Yeah.
No Cameron Brink, Lexi Brown. They struggling.
Yeah.
So hopefully. So Ryan, what you got for us this week? Week in review for the WNBA.
Well, we can review. As you said, the regular season is winding down. There's games tomorrow, Tuesday, and then on Thursday, everyone plays. And that's going to be the end of the regular season. And we have the playoffs kicking off on the 22nd, I believe you guys said, the 22nd, which is
yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is the Sunday. So yeah, man, we're gonna have some fantastic matchups. Teams jockeying for position. I called it. I said, watch out for Minnesota. Early in the regular season, and they beat the Liberty again. Yesterday. So, to me, again, the team to beat, I still think is the Aces because of the great Asia Wilson. So until somebody knocks them off, I'm gonna go with I'll go with them. But Minnesota, I think they have everything to win it. Of course, the Liberty, and the game yesterday, man. Washington and Atlanta, who are fighting for that 8th spot. They went to overtime and Atlanta got the victory, man. So it's one and down, man. They're battling for that last 8th spot. The Fever are locked in. Fever are playing great. Caitlin's playing great. Kelsey Mitchell's playing great. We'll see what happens. I think the Aces and the Suns played last night, and the Aces look to be getting back on track. Getting back on track. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell. We have Asia Wilson, breaking the record We had Caitlin breaking her record in the last couple of games. So just good times, man. Good times for the WNBA.
Let me just say something about those tiebreakers. Like you said, with the last playoff spot, you got for the Mystics, they are 3-1 against the Sky, 2-2 against the Dream. For the Sky, they're 2-1 against the Dream and 1-3 against the Mystics. And for the Dream, they're 1-2 against the Sky and 2-2 against the Mystics. So that's where the tiebreaker lands, and we'll see how it folds out. Does anybody pull up? Is anybody playing the last game? Because we got one game left, correct? So
there's 2 for
2 games. Yeah,
2 games.
1 for the Fever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But like Ryan was saying, man, great shit. You know, Asia broke the 1,000-point mark for a season, and like that's pretty fucking huge. Like, I watched the Fever game. What was it? Dallas the other day, and Caitlin put up 35. She's at like 761. And I think Mitchell, she put up 30, and she's in like the 750-ish range, somewhere in there. To put up 1,000 points in a season.
Yeah, she's almost average. She's almost averaging like 28 points, man.
Yeah, man, she's balling. Like, you look at not only 40 games and 1,000 points. That is like, because, you know.
And not only that, too, Dan, real quick, she's also probably the best defender in the league as well.
Well, like, well, like, kind of my thing was I was like, man, what does Asia remind me of? And I sat there and I thought about it for, a while, and I was like, she is the Tim Duncan of the W. Like, if she's by the hoop,
fundamental,
fundamentally great. Like, she puts, off the backboard, she scores. That mid-range jumper, very good.
Yes.
Yeah. She is like, look, we're not going to even decline about this. She's the MVP of the league.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Unanimous. Unanimous.
Class of
unanimous.
Like, but, you got to put other names on that.
Physicality
or whatever. But
Caitlin's up there, so.
But by far, Asia.
Yeah, it's not even close. Yeah.
She is nasty. Like, mid-range jumper, solid.
Yeah, and
down low, solid. Like,
and then she also added a 3-point shot a little bit. They've had her shooting that 3, especially the top of the key 3. She can drain it now, man, and she's putting the ball on the floor. She's turning and facing the defense. Yeah, she's getting past people, beating people down the floor at 6'5". She's phenomenal, and defensively, she might even be just as good defensively as she is offensively. So, and not only that, man, she's averaging like 3 blocks a game, 2 steals, like 4 assists. I mean, she's been phenomenal, shooting a high percentage. She gets to the free throw line and knocks those down. So she's just amazing, man.
But I saw like when she broke the record, or it got her 1,000 point, and they literally stopped the game, and like she was in tears, and like I mean, that's huge, man.
It's milestones for the young league, man. You got to celebrate the milestones,
Yeah, it's getting better every year, and like this year, the rookie class that came in, transformed the league, and we got some more coming in next year. They're going to do the same thing, and hopefully Cameron Brink stays healthy. Unfortunately, she hurt herself early in the league, and that's the thing. Like, when they get up on the podium, like, I'll say this, the whole league needs to have like media training for these women. As much as I love they're so raw and just put it out there, we don't want the cliches all the time, but at the same time, you got to clean it up, a little bit, like the Seattle girl, what was it, Higgins something?
Skylar Diggins.
Skylar Diggins, she's like, F this, F that. Yeah. You can't do that.
A couple of bombs don't
but
hurt
I
nobody.
love the passion. I love how it's real. But at the same time, maybe tone it back a bit. But at the same time, this league, it's moving in the right direction. And Kevin, maybe mute his mic for just a second. But like Caitlin, she should have been on the Olympic team just for the exposure. Like, look, we saw how they sat some players the last 2 games. They didn't need to be there. They weren't contributing. They're not doing anything. I get it. But at the same time, you need to move this game forward. So her being there would have got, world global exposure. But that being said, the best thing that ever happened was she didn't go, and she got to take a break and got her rest. And now she's like, the Fever have been balling out since the break.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been playing great. And, the only team they didn't beat this year was the Aces. And the first game, they got kind of smoked. Second game, it was real close.
Yeah.
And like, it seemed like Caitlin was kind of, tired and in those games because like she was launching threes and they just weren't going for her or whatever. But
I would throw minutes. Even though they beat Minnesota 1 game, Nafisa Collier didn't play. Their best player. So
that's like, look, dude, I'm not gonna argue with you. That's probably the best team in the league.
I told y'all that. I told you guys that.
I'm not arguing with you.
No. Yeah, like almost 2 months ago. I said, man, watch that team, man. They're playing some serious ball. So so
absolutely.
And I just loved. I love them. What they did with bringing in some real like dogs, man, at the guard spot. Courtney is there. So they're really playing well, man. And like I said, they can play any style of a game you want to play. They can slow it down. Yeah. They can play in transition.
Up, whatever.
Yeah. You want to hit threes, they can do that too. So and they're long. They're real long, man. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But hey, and kudos to you, Dan. You called it. You said the Fever were going to be a contender, and damn if they're not, they're a contender. You have to say they're a contender.
The thing was though, they got like, look, really look about this. They played so many games in like the first 10 to 15 games in a small amount. They were 1-8. They're 20-19 now.
Yeah, they was on the ropes.
So, like, I know their coach gets a lot of shit about decisions she makes and whatever, but this group gets it. And, the more you play, the more you get to know Brian, this.
It takes time.
It takes time, and once
team chemistry,
once you get that, and you're just like, all it takes is roll the eye, like, she's overplaying you. Go back door.
Yeah.
Boom.
And not only that, everybody look like they're settled into their roles. So everybody knows where they're supposed to be. Everybody knows, like, kudos to Caitlin for this. If they're open, she's gonna get you the ball. So everybody feels empowered because when your best player, who is Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, they'll find you. Aaliyah Boston's had games where at the
she's been
center spot.
nasty with 8 assists.
Yes,
Yeah.
8 assists exactly. So everybody they're sharing the ball. They're picking each other up. They're
playing the
Yes,
ultimate team game.
Absolutely.
But I will say this: I watched the game yesterday against Dallas, and I think it was Howard. Like Enrique threw up this wild ass shot from 3 points. This girl never looked at the hoop, just chased down Boston and got in her face and was talking shit. And they're like double technical, and I'm like, what the fuck did she do to get the technical? Like, And I will say this: like, my biggest pet peeve in this entire season is with the same person that I support. I'm like, Caitlin, shut the fuck up and play. Stop crying about everything.
Can I interject? Can I interject?
Yeah, sure.
Let me interject. Dan, I'm so with you on this. Friday night, totally. I gotta call it down the line because me and Ryan got to something about Asia Wilson a couple weeks ago, and I gotta call it. Yes, Caitlin Clark, she absolutely be crying. Please stop crying.
She cried a little bit too much.
Yeah, she was crying way too much, and I think Ryan said it best. She's still a rookie. Yo, bro, you're not gonna get all these calls, man. Sorry.
But let me say this.
Go ahead.
So, what was it? 2 games ago against the Aces, she got a technical for slapping the stanchion.
Yeah, I thought that was
or whatever. So the Mercury played, I think, last night or yesterday or Saturday. Taurasi did the same fucking thing and no call. And my biggest thing is the refereeing in this league is atrocious.
Yeah, you also got to put it in context too, Dan. With that, I mean, I'm not saying this is what happened, but sometimes throughout the game, you might be complaining too much, and the ref gives you some leeway. Be like, hey, all right, now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just warning you, stop. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been where,
Okay, so
one was arguing the whole game and one wasn't, and then so you can't.
Let me fill you in on how she got the tee, right? So whoever it was went in and drived and scored, and she was on the side of the basket, not the middle, the side, and like put her hand down and slapped the side of the thing. Like it was almost like, man, I fucked up. It wasn't about the refereeing. It wasn't about the call. It was like, I messed up. And I
get it.
The side of the thing. Taurasi did it the other night, and she smacked the middle stanchion right on the hoop, where Caitlin already got a technical for doing the same thing. So to me, it's like, look, yes, she's a rookie. I get it. You're not going to get
right, but what led up to her getting the tech? Was she complaining the whole game?
But here's Ryan.
So yeah. So wait, but hold on. Sometimes you can't.
No. Calm down.
You can't. No, you calm down.
Caitlin said it's in the rule book. Caitlin said in her post game conference that that rule is in there. When she smacked the middle stanchion, she was like, okay, I get it. So when somebody else of 20 years does it and they don't get called for it,
right?
That's still that you still have to put context on it. Of course.
It isn't.
Listen. Dan,
no. You did the same thing as Caitlin did.
No, I understand what you're saying, but there's still context in it. There's plenty of times in the NBA, in any game where, okay, we probably should have gave you a tech for that, but we're not going to do it. We're going to give you some leeway. So if one person is, like you said, is complaining and won't shut the fuck up for the whole entire game, and she keeps complaining, and then I'm just saying, what's the context of it? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They might hold the whistle and be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm warning you now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying it's not that cut and dry. Well, she slapped it and then she slapped it, so they both should get technicals. What's the context of it? Because refs play the game.
But here's the thing. The rule is the same for everybody. Doesn't matter what you said before or after. If you do it, it's in the rule book that if you do that, it's a fact.
Dan, you just missed my whole point, though. What I'm saying is,
yes. I get your point. She was complaining before that. I get that.
Right. So
if you're going to call.
But Dan, if she's complaining the whole game and then she does it, they're gonna give her a tech. If one person is not complaining and okay, the letter by the law, it's a tech, but they'd be like, some refs would be like, look, I'm giving you a little bit of leeway here. All right, chill out. You know what I'm saying? So there's plenty of times where refs can call a technical by the letter of the law, but they don't. That's all I'm saying.
Well, a lot of it has to do with tenure in the league.
Let me interject.
One's a rookie, one's not.
Well, let me also that too, and also discretion. Referees have discretion, and like Ryan said, you know, and I've been watching the games. She absolutely has been going up and down the court, chirping and stuff like that. And like Ryan said, they probably told her, "Yo, chill out. All right, you said your point, you said your piece, chill out." And then when she did that, when she showed up the ref.
My bad. My bad.
That's all I'm saying.
My bad.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, you know, by the letter of the law, Dan, you're right. If it's in the rule book, but sometimes they'll give you some leeway or give you a warning or whatever and not blow the whistle. There's plenty of times where we've seen, man, he could have got a tech for that, but all I'm
saying is one was a I'm not going to use that word because we got it struck already, but a tenured person in the league, and they have that leniency to get that call.
Absolutely.
Or not to get that call.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I get it, but it's one of those things like, you know, none of her texts have been like flagrant fouls or hurting other players.
No.
It's
absolutely not.
It's on the basket, the stanchions, or whatever. And
it's talking to the refs. It's
not even talking to the refs.
I've seen it, bro. I've seen it plenty of times when she's barking at the refs.
Yeah, dude, that girl talks all day long.
Right. And also, too, she trash talks, too. Everybody think that Caitlin doesn't trash talk. Caitlin's a big-time trash talker.
Oh, dude.
Big time.
She's probably the worst shit talker in the league. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like she didn't foul somebody. She took her frustrations out about her missing a shot or
I got you.
making a bad play and hitting the stanchion. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with the game? And why are you teeing her up for something that dumb? You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't affect anybody on the court at all. Like,
Then I get you. But at some point, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you talking. I'm sick of you chirping. I'm sick of you trying to, just
if you want to give her a T for chirping, give her a T for chirping.
Or even your reactions. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of your shit. And that's probably what happened. And
it's exactly what happened.
That's all. You know, she gotta learn how to control herself. I don't think there's nothing wrong. I get what you're saying. I don't think there's nothing wrong. I think she just gotta, just chill for a little bit. Chill. And then you won't, I guarantee you won't see those same same text called against that in the years down the road.
I am just upset that DA is not on here for me to see me
to
say what I'm saying. Because
this is gonna be a full-blown argument over here. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying. That's my only thing about her game is she talks way too much, man. Just play, man, and that's just me. That's just
Yeah.
me. And maybe
Yeah.
because I have refereed before, and I absolutely, how many people I've thrown out? I've teed up and thrown out 3 people. Refereeing, man, and I'm kind of like how you said, man. Yo, hey, man, all right, cool. I missed it. Yo, my bad. Yo, I get it. Yo, you keep talking. I say, yo, man, just play. Blow the whistle. All right. You keep playing. Blow whistle again. Yo, man, go to the showers, man. Yo, just play, man. Yo, it's hard. It's just like a major league umpire, man. You know, after a while, and they tell you you ain't supposed to even argue balls and strikes.
Come on now. You got Angel
Dan laughing at
Hernandez
you.
out
He's
there.
like Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez. Well, yeah, that's yeah.
Get over my head. Strike, okay.
What does the rule book say, right? You're not supposed to argue balls and strikes in Major League Baseball. And some guys do it, and the umpires be like, all right, you know, I've seen.
I'm warning you.
Yeah, I've seen. What was it? About a month ago or so, when not Aaron Boone. It's Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager. He got thrown out of a game. He didn't even say anything because he said something like the pitch before, the batter before, and somebody in the stand said something, and the umpire ran him. And he was like, holy shit, it wasn't me. It was the guy in the stands. And sure enough, you look at the videotape, it was the guy in the stands. But to put a kind of, I guess, a nice bow on this, Caitlin Clark, I think she does whining too much at this point. Just play. I'm like, yo, you can say something to the ref. And like I said, me and Ryan have had this discussion before. Yeah, you can say whatever, but after a while, man, the referee gonna get tired, man. Like, yo, just all right, man. Hey, man, yo, we get it. Just play, especially if you don't get back on defense. That infuriates me out of all things. Just play and get back.
The men and women. It don't matter. Just get back on defense.
Personally, you should let your coach handle the referee. Let them, he or she, take care of that. Fight that battle, so to speak. That's
I think they have let it get way too out of control. To your point, Kev. I don't know if that's going to ever happen again because
like I will say this, like I even put it in the chat. I'm like, the biggest complaint I have about her, the only complaint I have about her, is shut the fuck up and play. Quit crying about calls. Quit crying about whatever. Play the game. And this, if you get fouled and it doesn't get called, get your ass back on defense. Play the game. Let the refs do their job. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But that's kind of one of the things I see a lot in a lot of WNBA games. Because that's not the only team I watch. I watch, when I can, whoever. And it's just like, And
the game's physical, man. The game's physical, so
what kills me is like they'll call one thing, and then on the other side of the court, it's the same exact fucking thing, and they don't. And it's like, or they call it on the player, the defensive player, and I'm like, how's that different?
Can I?
What I mean? They just need to be. They just need to be consistent.
Yeah, it's not a perfect science. Refs make mistakes too. He's got to play through it, and you gotta know
that's
when
what I'm saying. Shut up and play.
I don't want to say just shut up and play because there's times when you have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
There's times as the player, I need to get my point across too. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not going to say just shut up and play, but you got to know when not to cross the line and know when. And as a player, too, you have to know what certain refs you're dealing with.
That's your fact.
Does this ref have a short leash? Does this ref let me get away with certain things? How does this ref, call the games? Is this ref going to allow me to play physical? Or on that day of the game, how are the refs calling the game? Are they letting us play? Are they not letting us play? So it's they're humans.
Yeah. Case in point, like the other night, I was watching the Fever, or the other afternoon, I was watching the Fever and Dallas game, and like I think it was Howard maybe for Dallas. Like Enrique put up a wild shot at the end.
Natasha
of the game.
Howard.
Yeah, and she was going after Boston, and like shoved her and stuff, and they gave them both a technical, and I'm like.
But then that's also context. You don't know what's going on throughout the whole
that's
game.
What I'm saying. I'm like,
you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
yeah.
What did she do other than take abuse to get a technical?
Boston could have did something that the refs saw earlier.
No. They showed the replay. She didn't do shit.
I'm not talking about on that play. I'm talking about during the game.
I'm sure it was probably something she said. More than it was something she did.
Well, there you go. You know, we can't hear them, so you know that's a part. I will tell you this.
I've watched some mic'd up games of the WNBA, and they say some crazy ass shit. Like what's that? This Skylar Diggins.
What she said? Oh,
yeah. You don't have to say it. But you know
how she was old.
Yeah.
She's like, man, because she just had a kid. Yeah, she just had a kid, and she was talking to one of her friends who was young, and she's like, "Woo!"
You know what I'm saying, but we don't have to actually say what they say. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's some crazy shit that they say, so I get it. But it was just like, you know. In the moment, there wasn't much, physicality shown back. Like Howard just literally didn't watch the shot and went straight after her. I was
I don't know if you know Aaliyah Boston's temperament, even all through like college, right, at South Carolina, right? Like she's like very presidential in a sense. Like she's always trying to do the right thing. She doesn't want to get in the politics. She plays very physical. She doesn't talk trash. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, right? Like her 4 years at South Carolina, Dawn Staley called that group like they were going for a master's degree because they were so professional. Whereas in her this last team that she has now, they call them the daycare, and that's like the inside joke. One's like a very professional team, and one's like the daycare, right? So that's her temperament, man. She doesn't she'll play physical and get under people's skins, but she's not gonna talk much. She's not gonna, fire back. She's just not like that. She's not built like that. So maybe that's what you saw in a sense.
It was just kind of like weird. It's like she didn't do anything like elbow ribs or whatever. No
retaliation from her at all.
Yeah, she's like, "What are you doing?" And they called
her. Yeah.
Let me just interject this. Ryan, you said it right. You've been watching a whole lot longer than I've just been reintroduced back into the WNBA and watching. And you're right. These ladies play physical. When I was watching Vegas the other night, just totally physical underneath the boards and all that stuff. So they do play a physical game. Go ahead.
Because and the reason why they're not high flyers in the air and dunking, everything is below the rim. So we all play ball. We know when stuff is below the rim and the paint, it's physical as hell. You know what I'm saying? So there's a gentleman's rule in basketball, man. When somebody's in the air, don't undercut them and things of that nature. So they're playing the game close to the basket, on the ground. And there's some athletic girls in the league who can get up and stuff like that. But for the most part, everything is below the rim, and everything is physical. And also too, there's no, like in how they have in the NBA, there's no movement rule where you can't impede somebody's movement. Nah, man, it's all hands. They play with their hands a lot, so it's physical. So it's going to get chippy, because if somebody's constantly touching me, it's just gonna get chippy. The game. I mean,
no hand check.
Yeah, there's no hand check rule. There's no player movement rule. It's all there. So it's a physical, hands-on game, and that's why it's so physical. That's why it's so chippy. I'm like seriously, like half the games I watch, there's some type of altercation in it. Not a physical fight, but there's some type of chippiness going on. You know what I mean? So and it makes for good TV, man. To be honest with you, it really does. I mean,
that is true. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think for those who have not watched in a while or being introduced to it, and like you said, seeing this chippiness, seeing how physical these ladies are, man. I just wish that you just keep on watching, and not everything is nuclear, and not every foul is the end of the world. Yes, they have their technical fouls. Their what's the other foul when they it's
Flagrant.
Flagrant too. So I think they do, a fairly decent job of policing that. And get back to Dan's point before I have another question to interject. Actually, D-Dubs has another question to interject. I think refereeing is not exact science. I used to do it. It's a thankless job. Jag, I do a couple of thankless jobs.
Yes, but at the end of the day, these refs need to be better.
But Dan, we can say that in all sports. Look what happened.
Oh, for sure.
No.
Dan, look what happened in Cincinnati in the Kansas City game.
I'm going to make that call. That's a call to be made. I'm sorry. I mean, you can't have the guy slung all over his back and would not make that call. Because if you don't make that call,
yeah, and okay, but some people
it was bang bang.
Yeah,
to me, he got. Hey, listen, by Dad's point, by the letter of the law, it's pass interference.
It's pass interference, right?
It's pass interference by the letter of the law.
We've seen worse though. We've seen if you watch it, we've seen several calls. It should have been called and never was called. I'd rather you call it than not call it, and it's going to cost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just want the referees to do their job. If they do their job, we're cool.
Yeah.
Well,
To me, yeah.
Jamar
to me, I thought it was
Hold on, one time. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say Jabbar Chase losing his mind.
Yeah, that was kind of
and going
weird,
back to the referee and getting the penalty. That fucked him
that
more
was
than anything that happened on the field.
That's going to be a lesson learned for him. But
yeah.
He won't be around the rest of the year.
Yeah,
this is going to get worse. It's going to be the Antonio Brown show.
It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
No, man, come on. No, man, we're not gonna commit Nick Jamar Chase, Antonio Brown, man. We're not doing that. Come on, man.
I'm not saying that.
Jamar Chase is a stellar record. This is the first time it's blowing up.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as long as he stays, this situation with Dan is he's standing on it alone by himself. I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
I got a question.
Oh, you got a question? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you could say that.
Go ahead.
But this dude is unhappy as Antonio Brown was. And look, if this dude, like all these receivers that got their money, they were going into the last year. He's 2 years out. So he's got this year. Next year, he can complain. Yes, he's awesome. He's breaking all these records, getting all this receptions, touchdowns, and helping his team. But if the NFL and these teams open up and let's say, yeah, you're right. You're 2 years out. Next year we'll give you a contract, but not this year. And they let them do it. This is a can of worms across the league. And they're not gonna do anything this year. So shut the F up and play. And next year, put up the numbers this year, get your contract at the end of the year.
Can we hold that
conversation because we have a next
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got WNBA time.
My bad.
Let's stay on topic here.
We kind of went that way, and I was
we're left quick. It doesn't take long here on Sports Chasers. Go ahead.
Brian, real quick. Daryl asked the question. D-Dubs asked the question in our private chat here. Go ahead, D-Dubs.
Yeah.
What I was asking, I'm going back up. Is there too many teams in the playoffs right now? Being that we got 12 teams and it's 8 get to make it, is that?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I don't think so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
No. I mean,
and we're going to have 2 teams under 500.
Okay, so how many teams
does that make it different?
How many teams in the NBA?
Because the reason why, D-Dubs, is because you have to have a playoffs.
No, I get it. I'm just saying maybe cut it to 6.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, do we have to have 8? Can we cut it to 6 until we get some more teams that's decent? You're gonna have 2 teams under 500. That's just a question, guys.
No, we're gonna
attack your precious WNBA.
Yeah. Hey, relax, buddy. Relax. I'm like,
go ahead,
no,
Ryan. I'll get you out.
No, the reason why is, man, okay, a league is built through the playoffs. What you do in the playoffs is what actually sustains a league and gives you your immortality as an athlete, is what you do in the playoffs.
Okay.
All right, like if we have 6 teams in the playoffs, where the playoffs is gonna be 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're not playing 7-game series, so if, you know, huh?
Maybe they should.
Oh well, but yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I would like to see more. I would like to see more basketball. But 6 teams. I mean, there's not even 6 teams in a damn fantasy football playoff. There's always 8. Like, I mean, what are we doing? I mean,
hey,
yeah,
it's called money. It's called money, man.
I get it.
Playoffs mean money. They're not going to lower the teams to play in the playoffs. That's just not.
I was just thinking. I was just thinking. Go ahead, Dan. What you got?
No, I was gonna say, like, think about this. How many teams are in the W? Like
12.
No.
So we got 8 in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So think about this. MLB, we got 32 teams, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams make the playoffs?
Oh my God, what are we doing? We comparing.
No. What I'm saying is, it's like you have a certain amount of teams in the W, and maybe they're not as big as these other sports, but why would you not have at least? Okay, Ryan. Sorry.
No, you have to have at least 8 teams in the to have a playoff run.
Okay.
We have a playoff run with 6 teams.
Okay, calm down, bro. Calm down. So we're talking about, you know, WNBA. So I also like esports, right?
Okay.
I love Call of Duty.
Stay on top.
So what happens? They have a 12-team league, just like the W, right? Only 8 teams make the finals to go to championship weekend. And I get that, because if you're that bad and you can't make it in top 8, you don't belong there.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, so we agree with each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a chance.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Let the man cook, right?
Let me talk.
God damn.
He mentioned 32 teams in baseball. I didn't know what he was doing.
But that's what I'm saying. They always keep adding teams to all these other sports, like NFL, MLB, NBA, to make, like, look.
Right, but hold on, Dan. But
no. Hold on. So, what did the NBA do when their golden child wasn't going to make the playoffs? Oh, let's have a play-in game.
Oh, God.
Dan, relax. Listen, this is what Brian saying. Dan. This thing was in the works for 5 years. 5 years. It wasn't because, this year LeBron's not going to make it. Well, let's have this. That's not how it works in leagues. It takes time to get stuff approved. You just can't be like, okay, he's not making it this year. We're gonna add this now. No, there's unions. There's approval rating. There's all kinds of stuff that goes in.
And
No, it doesn't
there's TV
happen like that.
networks, there's money, and there's a lot of
Exactly. So
shit.
it's not because LeBron was the 8th and 9th and 10th seed. No, this has been in the works for like 5 years. So I mean,
But
did he get lucky? Yeah, he got lucky because there was a play-in tournament, or he wouldn't have made it.
My thing is if you have a small league, you can't admit everybody. You have to like I said, Call of Duty. The top 8 teams get it, and the bottom 4, and if you look at probably the standings and both leagues, those are the teams that are not really good and don't belong there. They're gonna get smoked. They might beat a team. It's it's the old thing with the Sweet 64. You get a team that comes in and might beat one of the better teams. They shouldn't. It's just because of the day. But do they belong there? Absolutely not. So,
right.
So I get it. Like, take the 8 top teams in the W, and let's roll.
Well,
Okay.
the bottom line is any league is never going to say let's lower the playoffs and not make money. They're always going to try to add more games to the playoffs. They're never taken away from the playoffs, because if you only have 6 teams in the playoffs, then your playoffs is going to
be over in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So
you gotta run that shit out like at least 3 months.
Right. Yeah, but
my reasoning for asking is because we got 6 teams that I don't think that should probably be there because they're going to be under 500. I think you should at least win over 500 or better.
D.
Hold on. 500 and better. That's all.
No,
but before you get me, Dan, hold on. 500 and better. That's all.
They're gonna
all
get
right. My last question is just, which are the 3 teams that you think should make it? Washington, Atlanta, or Chicago? What are those 3 teams? Either one.
I don't think Chicago is going to make it. I don't want Chicago to make it.
Okay.
Because they're not whole, right?
She's not there.
You're right, injury factor. Yeah. So and they just struggle to score. So watching them sometimes is hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Candy Carter was out, and they're just trying to dump it into Angel and to Camilla, and that's just not their game. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not offensively fluid yet. They're robotic with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could get the, you know what I mean? But Washington has players, man. Atlanta has players. You know what I'm saying? That, and their teams, are whole. So, it looked, I would probably want to prefer Atlanta being in there, because one, Atlanta's market, as far as their fan support, man, they've been selling out their arenas for like the last 5 years, the Atlanta Dream. So they have a good fan base. So I would like to see Atlanta make it. Tina Charles is there, the great veteran. She's there. So, just to see her back in the playoff hunt would be nice. Alicia Gray. So they have players, man. They have players that are deserving for a long playoff run. So I'm hoping they make it. Washington, very young team.
Okay.
Chicago Sky, very young team. So we'll see. I would rather prefer Atlanta. To answer your question, D-Dubs, I would rather see Atlanta in than Washington or the Sky.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What you got?
No, I was gonna.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. Well, no, go ahead. I had a question. Dan, you had something to say, and
no, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to ask, do they have like awards, end of the awards of the year? We all know Asia Wilson. She's going to be the MVP of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Caitlin Clark is more likely she's going to be the rookie of the year.
And she should be unanimous.
Yeah, she should be unanimous. Do they have like comeback awards, things of that nature, like the other leagues, or that's the
What do
only
you mean?
You know how
they have six women of the year.
Okay.
You know, they have defensive player of the year. They have all the same awards.
Okay. Gotcha.
They have comeback player of the year, which I think Candy Carter's probably going to win that.
Well deserved.
They have that, and they'll announce all of them during the playoffs.
Got you. Okay, so they're not during the playoffs. And you said something about Kennedy Carter, man. Again, for those that have probably just joined back or just started watching the WNBA, and actually started doing some reading on Kennedy Carter, man, she's very good, man. She's very good, and
she's awesome.
She can score. That game against the Aces, where she appeared to be the game-winning shot, but Miss Wilson said something else.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. And she. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, man, for those that are watching, just be objective. Just dig a little bit deeper, dive a little bit deeper, especially if you haven't never know what the league is about. Just do your research.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
And enjoy the great players that they have in this league.
Correct. Absolutely. And to piggyback on your point with Candy Carter, it was never about her play. It was all about her attitude. They say she was hard to coach, things of that nature. You know, her attitude.
She was a hothead.
A hothead. Yeah, right. So it was always about that, because remember, she's a number 4 pick and she's a bucket. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is with the WNBA, right? There's the 12 teams, right? And like I always said, even when you get picked in the first round, you still got to earn your spot. You can still not make a team.
Absolutely.
When you're on the top 10 picks are probably going to make it. But then you get to the to the back of the draft, and you might not even make it. Yeah,
it depends on what team you go to. Because
exactly,
that's the crazy part. Like, you hear like the interviews post game or whatever, and they all talk about it's like there's 144. You got to make the 144.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what pick you are, how you were in college. If you can't make and impress your team to keep you, that 144 doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. And like, normally,
like what's her name? Martin, that made it for Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, she was second round and made that team, which is fucking huge. Because there's not, like Ryan's saying, there's not spots for everybody.
No.
And there's not spots that are guaranteed. Doesn't matter where you're picked. No. So, like, that's kind of what I love more about the women's game than I do the NBA, is like, these girls know, like, or women, sorry, that like, we got to earn this shit.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed. We don't have 32 teams. I can't be the 15th person on the bench.
Right.
And we got 12, and I got to make it.
And most of the team, these teams, Dad, are stacked. Listen, Dallas is stacked.
Martin making the Aces is crazy.
Yeah, and Dallas is stacked. And they want to work. Like, they had a lot of injuries, but their team is stacked. Right.
So that's the kind of thing that we didn't talk about, like how important it was for Fever to beat them. Like, they had all their players back, and they had 3, I think, at least, that were 24 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's not a bad team. They just got skunked with injuries,
Yeah, and that's the thing with WNBA because it's only 12 teams. Everybody's playing each other a lot, right? So if you
Yeah,
catch a
they're playing
team,
4 times.
if you catch a team who's hurt, you get these. You keep mounting up these W's. It's hard to get one of those 8 spots. That's why when we're talking about, well, maybe what 2 teams might be under 500 or what have you. It's because there's not enough teams to play, so they're all playing each other, and they're getting their heads beat in when there's an injury.
Yeah,
And
but they're not bad teams. They're good.
No, they're good, man.
Yeah, like that's the craziest part. Like me and Ryan, we can agree on this. Like every team, there's 12 teams, and
every team is stacked.
Every fucking team is good.
Is good, man.
Like if you get a dub against them, God bless you, because that is awesome.
Yeah, man, it's very competitive.
All these teams are good, and that's what's crazy about this league is, you got 12 teams, but they're all so good, and like what the Liberty doing, man, that is absolutely crazy. They're like 29-9 or something. They're like to lose less than 10 games in this league is absolutely crazy.
No, it's a tough league, man. It's a tough league to make.
Every game. It's funny because, like I said, I watch all the post game shit. Of these teams, and you hear them say, this is a tough team, blah blah blah. They ain't lying. No,
man. Everybody's good, man.
Yeah, you think it's like, oh, it's a bullshit line. They lost. They're just saying this because they lost. No, all these teams are really, really good. Yeah. And like a lot of these teams that only have 13 wins, they're one player away from being 15, 20 wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's like for me, this is more entertaining than the NBA because like there's not supermax contracts, everybody going to the same team, blah blah blah. It's like they got what they got and they're gonna make it work.
Right.
And that's what's great about it is it's so competitive that if you love basketball, this is what you want to watch.
And that's why from year to year, it's a team can turn it around. Minnesota Lynx had one of the worst records last year, and boom, you know what I'm saying? And
Collier makes a big difference, doesn't she?
No, Collier's amazing, man. She's amazing.
She's a baller.
Damn. She's amazing. She's amazing. But and to your point, it's so competitive in this league, right? Because only like the big stars, the 1 and 2 picks, they'll get like a 3 year contract. Most of these girls every year are on a 1 year deal. It's 1 year. So it's not like these long drawn out contract. Well, I'm good. Nah, man. It's like, what have you done for me lately for most of these women? Wow. Just to stay on the team. I mean, we're talking about Odyssey Sims and giving her a lot of praise, right? Odyssey wasn't even playing on the team, and she's coming in dropping 25, and then when for Dallas, and then when Satu comes back, hell, she has to go because once you make the team, the good thing about it, you can't get cut once you make the team for the year. So they can't be like, oh, we're just gonna cut you to let you go away. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Once you're on that, you make that roster spot, you're good for that year. Yeah,
man. Right, before we end, let's put a bow on this. What's your thoughts for this upcoming week? Playoffs is about to start. Your thoughts before we get on out of here.
My thoughts. Like I said, I hope Atlanta gets that 8th spot. Just because they're a whole team. It would have been nice to see the Sky do it, but without having Angel there, it's a little, it's not as appealing. They still got Cordosa, and Katie Carter and things of that nature. But I would like to see the Dream make it. The Atlanta Dream make it because they have veterans on that team. Washington's a young team, and Chicago's a young team. So I would like to see the Dream make it. They will have to play the number 1 Liberty, and Yeah, man, we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, the Aces, two-time champ. So if it's gonna be hard to dethrone Asia, but I think if a team does dethrone Asia, I think it's going to be Minnesota and not New York. I think Minnesota's the team
Asia
to watch out for.
Asia is the Tim Duncan of this era. Like, she's great under the basket, uses the board. Mid game is awesome, and now she's actually, venturing out to the 3-point line.
Yeah, she's spending her game big time.
Yeah, it's like this girl is absolutely amazing, and
And the good thing about her, Dan, the good thing about Asia, man, she adds something to her game every year. Like last year, it was facing up and driving more, right? This year is, okay, let me step back to the 3-point line and show that I can hit the shot.
Yes, nasty.
Oh, and she got that step back, the fadeaway, she got a little dream shake on it. Yeah, she's nice, man.
Nasty.
She plays through contact, so yeah, she can play physical or she can play with finesse, which I love. So she's very versatile. She has a versatile game.
That's probably we know she's gonna win the MVP.
Oh, that's
But
that's bar none.
If you watch any games and catch any game she plays, that girl is so nasty. It's okay, I'm trying to think. It was probably maybe 3 weeks ago. She was struggling.
Dan, is this your parting shot? Because we're going to have to go, sir.
Yeah, it was she was
against Connecticut.
Yeah,
against Connecticut,
0 for 9 or something, and the next thing you know, she's got 30 points, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
No, you're fine. D-Dubs, what you got for us before we go? Is he there? I guess he went over to the football.
No,
set.
great show tonight, guys.
He's just hanging out.
Spirited debates to get about the WNBA. And WNBA is on its way. Playoff time. So we should be, good to see.
Good, appreciate you, man. I don't have much. Good spirited debate. If you would have told me a year ago that we would have been having a standalone show about the WNBA, I would have said you were crazy. But hey, man, we're here. I love it. I love the competition, man. It's good basketball, good competition. Enjoy the journey with the ladies, man. That's all I ask you to do. Enjoy the journey. Do a little research too, on how things got to where it was at. So listen, we're gonna get out of here. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, for Ryan D'Souza, for Daryl D-Dubs Warren, for Dan K, the hockey dude, aka the WNBA guy, man. Apparently. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Make sure you follow us. Go to our website, sportschaserspodcast.net, and you can subscribe to all our socials on there. Y'all be good, be great. Hey, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.